Las Vegas, and welcome to Face the Tribune with the legendary Rolando Larraz. I'm your co-host, Chris Garcia, as usual, and today we have special guests. We are here with Karen and Kris. They are from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and we're going to get to them right away. But with that, Rolando Larraz, how do you feel today?
I'm feeling great. I'm very pleased to have these two ladies sitting over here. I want to congratulate both of you for the job you guys are doing. And it takes a lot of effort to do what you do, a lot of probably blessing of the Lord.
Yes.
Then you are trying to make people not doing what they're not supposed to do. And we're going to be talking about your job and how are you doing and how do you get into this. It's very important. What inclined you to do this?
Thank you for
I
having
don't
us.
know who should want to start first.
The reason I got into the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is it'll be almost 10 years ago now. March 16th will be 10-year anniversary of my uncle's. I lost my uncle to suicide on that day, and not only my uncle, I know several other people who have died by suicide, and I just think people need to.
And did you notice any side effect or before that March 16 date? Was he down for some reason? He was going through a divorce or?
He had some depression issues. He's gay as well, and he came out to most people, never came out to his mother. His mother actually ended up passing away 3 days after he did. So we had my grandmother and my uncle. We had a double funeral for that, which it was terrible. It's a terrible situation. But you know.
But how long ago? 10 years ago?
10 years ago.
10
March
years
16th.
ago, it wasn't that big of a deal being gay, right?
I know.
I mean, if you're talking about
He struggled with-
1950, maybe.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely. But he struggled with depression as well. So.
And you?
I
Karen?
became
You
involved.
Karen, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I became involved because July will be 10 years as well that I lost my husband to suicide. And he suffered from, he was an alcoholic and became depressed. And we had a very long struggle prior to his death, to answer your question, about preceding factors. We had a significant amount of preceding factors, but on July 3rd, 2007, he took his life. And so I became active with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention in order to hopefully do some education and reduce stigma.
And avoid somebody else doing what he did.
That's our big hope.
Was you going through a lot of problems before he committed suicide, or?
Well, because of his alcoholism and depression, there were some issues, certainly. But at the same time, I know how much he loved us.
Did you two know each other before?
No, we know each other through this organization.
How do you get involved in the organization? How do you know about the organization?
Well, in my case, I had heard about a different organization and participated in their walks. And through them, I learned about this organization and decided to become active with them.
In my case, my aunt, my uncle's brother, she did an overnight walk in Chicago. American Foundation for Suicide Prevention do 3 different types of walks. They do a community walk, a campus walk, and then an overnight walk. The overnight walks, there's 2 a year. This year in San Diego and DC, I believe. But the year that my uncle died by suicide, it was in Chicago. So we are from the Midwest, and she walked in that walk. And while I was living here at the time, I looked for AFSP and saw that there was no chapter at the time. And we are now a chapter.
How did you move to Las Vegas? Was you here already?
I moved here for my job, actually.
What kind of work you do?
I work at a law firm. No, I work at a law firm right down the street.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who do you work for?
Craig P. Kenny and Associates.
Oh, I know Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there for the opening of the building.
Oh, good. Yes.
I even played basketball with him.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, oh, you work for him.
I do, yes.
He's a great guy.
He really is.
He
He's
is a great guy.
Yeah.
It's the only law firm in Las Vegas that has a movie theater, it has a basketball court, and then what else you got for the kids?
There's a pinball machine, video games, vending machines, air hockey, foosball.
For the employees,
Gym.
supposed to be
Yes.
for the employees, but I don't see too many employees these days.
Sometimes we do.
Yeah, anyway, so you came here to work for Craig.
Yes, I came here to work for Craig, and it was soon after that I got the phone call that my uncle had died by suicide, and I looked for a chapter here in Nevada that I could do a walk, but there wasn't one at the time. And then
So you started.
several years later, a friend of mine, her name is Jill, she lost her father to suicide. And she was walking in one of the walks, and I asked her about it, and she said, yes, they recently developed a chapter. And so that's when I started working with them.
And
It was
let me
probably about
ask
3
you,
years ago that I started.
Do you see more suicide among men than a woman? Because you mentioned uncle, husband,
Statistically, women attempt more, but men are more successful. And the reason behind that is they usually use more lethal means.
Oh. And how do you got to Las Vegas?
I'm a Californian,
Oh.
and my parents had moved here to retire back in '91. And in '94, I had a baby, and they were going to be babysitters. So here we are.
And then how do you two met in the organization?
Through the organization.
Yeah. And you happen to get along and.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're gonna have a march now on next month? No,
This month.
yeah.
We're in March
Yes,
already.
we are in March. Sorry, go ahead.
Our largest fundraiser event is the Out of the Darkness Community Walk. And this year it's being held on Saturday, March 25th at the Craig Ranch Regional Park. And information can be found on the website, afsp.org, for anyone who'd like to participate in the walk or just simply donate or even volunteer to help out at the walk. It's about just under 3 miles long, and we're going to have an opening ceremony that starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. Registration starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. The opening ceremony will start at 10 o'clock, and the walk will start at 10:30. There's also going to be merchandise for sale, a lot of different exhibitors, and we're going to have a silent auction. There's some great silent auction items.
What kind of exhibitors?
Some of our exhibitors, I think, Karen, you can give us some.
We do have some addiction, people who work with addiction, Nevada Council on Problem Gambling, the Nevada Coalition for Suicide Prevention, the Office of Suicide
That's
Prevention.
you guys, right?
No, that's a different
Oh,
organization.
this is different?
Yes.
They
We're
came after?
the national organization, so we have chapters in all the states. But here in town, in Nevada, we also have a Nevada Coalition. So we do try to work together with them. And so we've had tables at their events, and they have tables at our events.
Oh, okay, because you said that you didn't find any suicide prevention.
I was specifically looking for AFSP at the time because they do the big walks.
I see.
Yeah.
So they was already in exist when you guys created that
I'm not sure on that.
The Nevada Coalition existed, but then we became more active as AFSP and formed our own chapter here in Nevada.
Oh.
So AFSP has existed since 1987.
Do you know where it originated?
I want to
Come on,
say
help me out.
Midwest. That one I'm not sure, but their headquarters is in New York, and then they have a field office in Washington, D.C., so they can do all their public policy in D.C. But the actual state that it originated in, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So it's going to start at 9 o'clock with the registration. At 10 o'clock is going to be the
Opening ceremony.
open ceremony. And at 10:30 is when you start walking.
Yes.
How long is gonna be the walk?
Just under 3 months.
How much that in time?
About an hour.
Yeah.
Depends on your pace.
Yeah, it's on your pace.
How many people you expect to be there?
Last year we had about 1,000 people, so
Really?
we're hoping, yes, we're hoping for that.
Oh.
And one thing I did want to add is the park route is accessible for anybody using a wheelchair or walkers.
Oh, and I understand the Radio Tribune gonna have a representative over there, right?
You're gonna be there.
I'm out of town.
I know.
You know, but Katie's
I
gonna
know,
be-
I'm just kidding a hard time.
Yeah,
I'm
you
in
can sign up
California on the weekend.
okay. You can sign up a team if you'd like to get a whole team of people together to walk. You can sign up as a team, or you can sign up as an individual, or you can sign up and sleep in if you'd like.
You got us.
Just not go to donate some
Well,
funds to sleep in for the
I
cause.
have the habit to leave that up to the woman, so Kelly's in
We
charge
signed
of
up
that.
as a team under Chris Garcia, Conservative American.
Oh, so Chris, you have to get some more people to join your team, right?
I'm gonna do a marathon from here. They're gonna report to me.
It's an easy walk. It's not a marathon. I couldn't do it.
You can tell they are related.
What I can do is
No Radio Tribune for Chris Garcia. You know, it's okay, it's okay.
I've been
Chris is my
challenging,
buddy, so
I've been challenging other companies, saying our marketing team is challenging your marketing team to join us to see, you know,
And we're gonna challenge Team Challenge too,
yeah.
right
Oh,
there.
wonderful.
That
That's great.
we'll challenge them, because
That's great.
they come and do a show once a week with us. And we love them.
How far is Chicago?
I'm actually from Wisconsin, just over the border.
what part of Wisconsin?
Kenosha, Wisconsin?
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
Actually, let me tell you, what?
We already know that.
Did they share?
The first telephone in my car, the very first telephone in my car, I had it in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, fun.
It was easy to get it over there, and then when I got back to Las Vegas, I got a private company. In those days, used to be private company.
Karen,
Tell me what you need.
California.
California, okay.
A little.
I love Wisconsin. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's great, except for the winter.
People
You get a
there
little
are
cold.
People there are real. They got good golf courses over there,
Mhm.
you know, and
When there's not snow on the ground. Yeah.
I've been in Madison, I've been in Milwaukee, Green Bay.
Go Packers.
I do like Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
But Chicago is not bad either, you know.
Oh, Chicago's great.
Indiana, I love all that Midwest part over there. People are real over there.
Yes.
They are real.
Yeah, I miss my people. But people from the Midwest tend to love to visit Las Vegas.
Yes, they do.
So
Yeah.
I actually have 2 visitors coming this
Yeah.
weekend, another visitor next weekend, so it's a revolving door of visitors. It's great.
So Karen, your husband actually said.
Yes.
How long has it been?
July will be 10 years.
Is it still tough for you?
Yes, it is still tough for me. Every day, of course, it's on my mind, but I have learned a lot and I've grown a lot, and I do a lot of support for other people. I also have an online support group that I'm part of, and but yes, it's a daily struggle in some capacity, of
Do
course.
you have children?
I have a son who is almost 23. Yeah, and he's doing fabulous, and so it's been as we say, it's a journey, and every day is, you know,
How it's been for him, being 13 years old? Did he know that his father
Yes,
committed suicide?
well, he knew that his father was suffering from alcoholism and depression. My husband had attended a rehab facility for a month. And so I was as open with him as I could be for his age. I didn't want him to feel that we were lying to him. the night that he died, I don't remember a whole lot that particular night. I remember bits and pieces. But after that, it was a learning curve for me on how to not only cope for myself, but also how to embrace him with this process we were going to go through. So we were very honest with each other the best that we could, given his age again. Now, when he got older, I did tell him more about some of the events that had happened because I felt that it was his right to know. And now he's doing wonderful, and he knows that his father suffered from diseases and how much his father loved him, and that's the most important
What
part
kind
to me.
of alcoholic was he?
Mostly it was beer.
I know, but what kind was him? He was abusive?
No. He was never abusive. It just started spiraling where it affected his work. And then he became depressed. And then, of course, that was a whole vicious cycle that we went through. And unfortunately, he broke his ankle at our home. We were living in Oregon at the time.
Okay.
And he slid on some ice and broke his ankle. And that, I think, in my mind, was the beginning of a greater spiral for him because he had to take some medications for that, and I think there were some addiction issues with that as well.
Was he dealing with the depression as it run in his family, or was it something he's just been dealing with for a long time?
I don't know of anybody else in his family that suffered from depression.
How long was you married to him?
Going on 16 years. Yes.
You met him in California. What part of California are you from?
I'm what is termed a valley girl from the San Fernando Valley.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't a valley girl myself, but that's the area for people to relate to, the San Fernando Valley in Southern California.
I know a lot of valley girls.
And then when I graduated college, I moved to San Bernardino County, which is where then I met my husband.
Oh.
Through a coworker.
Yeah. San Bernardino is a little bit nicer, I think, than
Well, this
the
was, well, yeah, there's changes.
more
that are going
family,
on.
I think. I don't know why. I never live in San Bernardino, but I look at San Bernardino more like a family city than anything. LA and it's a lot of transits in that part. Like I have a place in Santa Monica, and I used to be in Marina del Rey, and this one I like better because it's way more cheaper than it is in
Marina del Rey, yeah.
But I see more activity, more I don't know, discotheques or clubs, what they call it now, than it is in San Bernardino.
Well, you probably know more about that than I do because I haven't been there a lot in recent years.
Where, San Bernardino?
Either, or LA.
Oh, so you stop in Las Vegas now.
What
do you do for a living?
I'm a physical therapist for kids with disabilities.
Oh, wow, you are really involved in the community because.
Yes, and I think sometimes doing the work that I do has helped me through the journey as well because people with children with disabilities have a journey that they're going on as well. So I think there's some
You work
relation.
with a hospital or with a doctor's office?
No, with the school district.
Oh, excuse me.
I know when you were going through this, when your husband was going through this, I know you reached out and there were friends of yours that you talked to about it. Now that, I don't want to say the shoe is on another foot, but now I'm sure you're getting the phone calls and advice on how to deal with it. What kind of advice do you give? And how do you feel giving the advice right now?
I am very comfortable giving the advice right now because not only I'm a moderator on an online support group, so we're constantly addressing what people are going through. Although we let them know we're not therapists in terms of mental health or family therapists. It's based on our experience. Unfortunately, through my work recently, there was somebody had a suicide in the family, and someone called me to tell me because they knew that I would be able to give some advice. And the first thing I said was, right now we just need to make sure that their needs are met. The first thing is that you have to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, then you can't help anybody else. And
do you think you have prevent somebody, either one of you, prevent somebody from suicide by talking to them or avoid that final moment? Did I?
I don't know that
explain myself well?
I don't know that I have, but I know it's possible, yes. Yes. If you,
I had a friend who was going through some very serious depression issues. She found out her husband was cheating on her, and she was very, very upset about it. And she was on suicide watch for a while, and I told her to call me any time of the day, any hour.
And she was
she's from
planning to
Wisconsin,
suicide?
so she was talking about it, and I had to talk to her and tell her that she can't do that, and she has a son that she needs to live for. She loves her son
That's
more than
right.
anything.
That's right.
And
Did
it's just not worth it. And she's happy now. She's doing great now.
She's still with her husband?
Yes, they got back together. They're still together, and things are good. And you can
He's
live
not
through
cheating
these.
now.
He's not cheating now.
That she knows.
I think I might kill him if that happens. No,
Are they
but
young people or older people or?
now they're in their 40s.
I don't know.
At the time, she was in her late 30s.
Chris, tell us about your uncle.
My uncle, his name was John Grigorchik. He was fantastic. He was one of those people that everyone loved. Super, super talented guy. I think he spoke probably fluent in 4 languages, knew a little, like 3 other languages. He was an actor in community theater, and he was fantastic in community theater. He's just one of those guys. He's a great guy, a lot of friends, seemed to be very happy on the outside, and just struggled internally that no one really knew about those struggles. And it's unfortunate you hear about those things so many times. You hear about someone dying by suicide or taking their life, and you never knew that, like, oh my gosh, Robin Williams. Would you have ever believed he was struggling with depression?
Yeah.
He seemed like the happiest person on earth. And everyone's surprised to hear that some of the characteristics of a person who take their life aren't one that's typical. They're hiding their pain, they're hiding their depression. And that's why AFSP likes to educate people on warning signs and how to talk to someone if they're suicidal. And talking about it alone reduces the stigma of it, because there's that stigma attached to suicide that we like to take away. Also with mental health issues, I think now it's starting to become easier to talk about, and people can relate to it more. And then also AFSP, they provide advocacy for public policy, and they also conduct scientific research to support the mental health community.
Do you think people accept it more, being gay?
I think now, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. And hearing more and more people who have mental health issues, if you talk about it more, I think people are willing to hear about it and actually accept it in people.
I think it's almost tougher. I think when I was coming up, we definitely, there's always been homosexuality, always,
Yes.
in the beginning of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with social media today, I think coming out is so much harder than years ago. It's more people that accept it more now. But social media can be something else, especially if you're a teenager.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because we have the tendency to be change our mind about those things. And as long as you're friends, you accept it. When you not friends anymore, then you criticize that person and use derogatory slangs, like a faggot or a queer. Or queer, I don't think is a wrong.
Derogatory.
I don't think it's that derogatory, and gay, homosexual, it's a little more, but people have the tendency, I think, not only with gay, not only with homosexuality, with anything. Oh, he's a drunk. But when you're friends, you don't look at him as a drunk. You look at him as a happy-going guy. And am I wrong, Karen?
Well, in my experience, my husband really wasn't drunk so much in front of other people.
Oh, so he was a hiding drunk.
Yeah, he was a functioning alcoholic for a long time. And then as it started to get worse, it was affecting his work. But he wouldn't.
But the people at work didn't know that he was there.
They didn't know he was an alcoholic. And so he wasn't one, like he wouldn't be drunk around the house necessarily.
No? So when did he drink? In a bar?
I'll rephrase, he wasn't like an outward drunk
Oh, okay.
until the very end.
Oh.
At the very end, we definitely had a lot of concerns about that at home, and especially because I had a 13-year-old at the time.
Right.
But for the majority of the time, he would be able to handle the alcohol very well.
Yeah.
And that's why it went on for so long. But like in his case, he had been told his liver enzymes were elevated. It was definitely taking a toll on his physical being. And then once he got a little depressed and had some job issues, then we started to see more of the classic signs.
And I think alcoholic is something that the people maybe, people that don't drink don't have any explanation for alcoholic. You know, like I don't drink, but I don't mind going to a bar, and I'm not worried about ordering a 7-Up and probably paying the same price for a full drink. But I always believe that erroneously maybe, I don't know, there is, and now with you I learned it might be 3 kinds of alcoholics. Is the alcoholic that wants to be, well, no, I take it back. That's not alcoholic, that's drunk. It's different, being an alcoholic than being drunk, right?
Well, because alcoholic stays with you.
Yeah.
You know, just because you're
I
not
had a
drinking, you're
friend-
still an alcoholic.
I had a friend that was an alcoholic. After he had lunch, he had a drink, and he was already gone. He get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. He can start ordering around and banging in the desk and everything else. As long as he don't have lunch, he was fine. Soon as he got lunch, he got a drink, he was gone. You know, and because he has it inside the system, all he needs is to taste it, and that's what I've been taught. You know.
There have been studies that there is something different in a brain, upon autopsy they've done, different in the brain of an alcoholic.
And the only 2 people that I know that I know for a fact were alcoholics. They both very, very nice people, very hardworking people, very conscientious, and it's an illness, in
Right.
my opinion.
Right, it is. It's
It
definitely.
is an illness. It's considered an illness.
Yes, it's in the DSM as alcoholism is an illness.
Yeah, I always consider that an illness. You know, it's different to be drunk and being an alcoholic.
Right. It's different when you go to the bar on a Saturday night and have too many versus being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Karen and Chris, I love the name. I was just looking at the name of the organization. And when I look at it, really to me, it means watch for signs and signals. That's what it really means. I mean, when I was coming up and my mom had cancer at 16, when I was 16, and she died when I was 17. And I went into a depression. I am literally the happiest guy on earth. Like, I love living. I love living. And for a year, I was probably the most depressed person that you could possibly be around. And there was nothing anybody could do to get me out of that depression. My friends would come pick me up, take me to play basketball. I mean, I had some really good friends. They could tell that I was down and I missed my mom, and they would just come and just hang out with me. And I know they didn't want to be around me all the time. It's tough being around a depressed person. But they would just hang around me all the time, play video games with me, spend the night with me. but nothing that they could do got me out of that depression. There was nothing they could do. And one day I went over to my best friend's house, Carlos, and there was a bunch of people in there playing Atari, if you guys remember that. And I walked in, and they were having so much fun. That's like a depressed person's worst nightmare, is that everybody else is having a good time. And you can't understand that. And I walked in, and he looked up and saw me. I turned around and walked out. And I went home to kill myself that day. I had enough. I missed my mom. I didn't want to be around anymore. And I went home. My dad was a military guy. There was guns all over the house. And I went downstairs and I locked my door. And I took his .38 revolver. And it was not an attempt I was going to do it. It wasn't an attempt. People don't understand is that when they decide that moment, it's going to happen. It's been building, but it comes to a moment when you went over the line and you're not coming back. And all I heard was somebody knocking on the door. You know how those 3-story apartments are in the Midwest, and then you have a basement apartment. And I was downstairs in the basement apartment, and I just kept hearing somebody knock. And it was like, Chris, open up the door, man. What's going on? Open up the door. And he kicked the basement door. And then I was in another room. He was banging on that door. And I remember my finger squeezing the .38. And what's really scary to people, I don't know if you know this, but if you're about to commit suicide, actually, a lot of times that's why a lot of the workers will tell people to stop, back off, whatever, because if you pressure that person at that moment, they almost want to speed up the process. And when I heard the knocking, it almost, because I didn't want to be helped, I didn't want to be saved, I wanted to get it over with. And he literally kicked the other door in, ran up to me and knocked the gun out of my hand. And of course my father, everybody came home from work, and it was ambulance outside. They took me to the hospital, whatever, kept me on observation, and then after that they admitted me for like 3 months. But I talked to my friend weeks after that, and he said, I just knew. He said, I knew when I saw your face and you turned around and left. He said, I got up, gave the controller to my friend, and he said, ran all the way to my house. He said, I just knew. And I think that your organization is so important because people at that moment need somebody to talk to. And you might not think you've saved people's lives, but I bet you have. I bet you have. Because if you can just get in contact with somebody or organization, somebody that can relate to you, it'll make you think about it. It'll make you think about it. So tell us about some of the things that you tell people that are going through this depression and you're trying to prevent them from committing suicide. Karen, if you want to start.
Well, part of our organization is we don't have direct support groups. Like I said, I do a separate group online that I help moderate. But through our organization specifically, we do offer support through our main event is the International Survivor of Suicide Loss Day, which is the Saturday before Thanksgiving every year. And it's where not only on site people can come, but all over the country and internationally, there's a video that's put out by our organization where people can watch. And the main thing that we want people to take from it is that they're not alone. And it's directed at the survivors, but we've also incorporated in programs. One is Talk Saves Lives that I'll be presenting later this month at my workplace, and it teaches people stigma, what are the warning signs of suicide, what are things that you can do to try and help that person at that moment. And actually what we're educated now to do is to point blank ask them, are you suicidal? And it used to be in years past that you thought that would make somebody maybe become suicidal by asking them, but research is showing that that's not the case, that when you ask them directly, that gives them the opportunity to say, yes, I need help.
Yeah.
And to
But how do
somebody
people know
understands.
that they are suicidal?
Because if you
Because
see a
I
lot of the warning
noticed,
signs,
I watch a lot of police shows, and I watched that jail, the story about people getting to jail and everything. They always ask the same question: are you suicidal? how do the people know that they are suicidal? Either one of you,
I don't know how to answer that
If
question.
you know the person, you may know then some warning signs. Like in your case, you became more withdrawn.
Yes.
So as a teenager, that's one of the signs that is
and
prevalent.
he's very, very fortunate. Then his friend took the time
Exactly.
Right,
and
right. He knew him well enough to know that
Yeah.
this was not how Chris normally acts.
right.
There are some other classic warning signs, and people will start to give away their prized possessions, the job loss, or as in the, for students not doing as well in school, maybe hanging out with people that they wouldn't have hung out with prior to maybe falling into a depression. So we know there's certain warning signs that we can look for, but that, helps if you know the individual beforehand. If it's somebody you don't know, some of these police shows, of course, it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
They probably didn't know the person beforehand, but there may be something that led them up, or we also know that there are some people who right now are suffering maybe economic reasons or divorce, things like that, and it's just enough where they feel like this is the answer. Suicide is the answer. So it depends on the individual is probably the best answer I can give you, but we do know there are some classic warning signs out there.
Was your uncle in the closet, or he was
No,
openly gay?
he was
Was he
openly gay
married?
to most people. No.
He wasn't.
But he, like I had said, he never did come out to his mother. The rest of his family, my mom, which is his sister, other brothers, sisters, to me, he came out to me.
Really?
Yes, but he never did come out to his mother, and I don't know if that.
How did he approach you, being his niece?
Well,
You probably was younger than him.
well, not much. He's
No.
only a year older than my sister. He was only 6 years older than me. So he would come out, he would be with us at family functions, and I would play with them more like my brother and sister than I would an aunt or an uncle, because we were so close in age. We talked more, and we would hang out sometimes together. And
Was
was
you
always
shocked,
honest
or
I was
you have an
shocked.
idea?
No, I knew.
You knew, right?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Just you can tell in some people.
Was he feminine, or
No.
No, not at all.
Mm-mm. Well, he was in the theater, so maybe in some aspects
Yeah,
there were
yeah.
parts of him that seemed effeminate, but not really. You just can
Did
tell.
you tell him that you know?
I think I kind of gave him an idea. It's been so long since he came
Yeah.
out to me, but I told him,
I don't
like,
make
it's
it
okay, I
private
still
too
love
much.
you,
Yeah,
It's not going to make a difference to me. I love him regardless of
right,
his
right.
sexual preference.
Well, then other people have a different,
Some people have a hard time with it.
have a hard time accepting
Mm-hmm.
a family member to be that way. That's, and I don't know, I'm an old person, so I remember when it was a shame to have cancer. Somebody in the family had cancer, you don't tell the
Stigma
neighbor.
associated with it, but
You
there's no
know.
stigma associated with cancer anymore.
No, that's
And
what
now
I'm
we're
saying.
hoping that we can have that same stigma go away for mental illness, suicide, all of that. So thank you so much, Kris, for sharing your story, by the way. We appreciate it.
We know that there's a lot of families who still struggle with stigma. If somebody
Yeah.
dies by suicide, there's a family member who will say, we're not disclosing how the person died. They don't want that out in the public. And so one of our organization's missions is to reduce stigma. Because the more we can reduce it, then hopefully more people will come forward that they're feeling suicidal.
Why do you think that happened? Why is that a stigma?
Well, even, when you look back at many generations ago, it was a crime to die by suicide. That's that, and there is still a certain religious component for some people dying by suicide, and so it's evolving for the positive. But I know when my husband first died, I was apprehensive to disclose the nature of his death until I could kind of absorb what had happened. Now I have no problem discussing suicide at all. So it was a process, but it was never something I hid like I hear some families hide. The family members are banned from disclosing the type of death to anybody.
My wife, executive producer, and her dad committed
They
suicide.
lied to me when I was a little girl. They told me he died in a car accident. My mother did not, but his mother, my father's mother, did lie, and the whole family on that side lied to me and told me that he died in a car accident, and he didn't. He died of a heroin overdose. They called it a war-related disease. I had to check until I was 16 years old because of that war-related disease. But he was on the phone with somebody talking to them, telling them that he was going to commit suicide, and he did. When I was 5, I met him twice that I remember. I have pictures, other pictures. I almost brought my pictures today, my baby pictures, and he was in it, you know. But I almost did.
Bring a picture to the walk. There's going to be an area, an activities area, that you can bring a picture and hang a picture in honor of your father. So please bring a picture to the walk.
How can we, as a media outlet, either the radio or the newspaper, can help your organization?
By advertising our walk as much as possible.
Are we advertising that, Katie?
And can
In the newspaper or
Yes.
in the
We got
website?
it,
And I'm gonna do a radio show while it's going on, so we'll be talking about it, so. We're gonna get the word
yeah,
out.
that's his deal. He doesn't have to walk if he does radio show while walking.
It's
I'm not a good person.
Here we go, you son.
Do we have an ad in the newspaper? Huh?
It's not in the paper yet. I wanted to write something to go with it for next week's
And can
paper.
we do it like a 30-second little blurb commercial, and I'll play it all over
No,
our
but I
screen?
know, but do we have, do you have an
Yes,
ad?
yes, they brought us,
Yes, we
Okay.
provided one.
and then I've
And the
got.
website
Okay,
on
give it
flyer
to
on the walk
Dawn.
specifically.
I've
Give it
got,
to Don and tell them to maybe use
Yeah, he did it, right?
a quarter of a page or something. You already did?
Yeah.
there's one on the website. It's not out in the paper.
Well, the website is your stuff.
Yeah, right.
The newspaper is my stuff. I wanted to know how we're gonna put that in the paper.
Okay.
All right,
You
well,
guys give it to Don and tell Don to put a quarter of a page.
When is the? Yeah, so it'll run for the next 3 weeks, right? Isn't it 3
Yeah,
weeks
yeah,
still?
3 weeks.
So then it'll run in that paper for the next 3 weeks because
Yeah,
we have 3 papers.
we come out on the 8th again, the 15th and the 22nd.
The day
That's
before.
perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
And then I want to do a 30-second blurb with you all.
And we're gonna be out when?
Am I gonna be what, excuse me?
The walk is what day?
March 25th, Saturday.
Okay,
Yes, and we will be
I
there.
thought it was
so
March.
that would be 4 days before, the 22nd, yeah, 3 days.
That would be perfect.
And then we'll do a little commercial for 30 seconds after we're done with this.
Okay.
And then I'm going to run that all over our streaming media on the internet. Okay, and I'm going to put it on both websites.
Thank
Okay?
you so much.
No
Yes,
problem.
we definitely appreciate
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna help her.
Yes.
He's going to be sitting here calling out where we're at. The ladies are still walking, and they're still walking, and they're still walking.
So I can't go anywhere.
I don't know
Stuck
anybody,
here with my Dunkin' Donuts, man.
I don't know anybody in my family that have committed suicide, and I know I never thought about committing suicide, but I relate to something like that as being part of the community, and I don't have any friends that have committed suicide either. You know, I guess I've been very lucky,
Fortunate, yes.
very fortunate, because it's something that it would be very difficult to forget about it. You know,
Out of the 6 people in this room, you're the only one that can say that. So
Yes.
it's pretty,
Wow.
yeah.
well, Kaylee has somebody?
Yes.
Kaylee has
Yes.
more than one person, 3 people, I think, in her life.
Really?
Yes.
Who?
Her first love, for one. And then 2 other friends. But it was her first love that's what gets her. She doesn't understand.
How was it? Tell the story.
We talked about this already, remember?
Sharon.
With me?
Yes, on the radio.
Do we?
Yeah.
I hate to disagree with my mother.
I'm sorry.
I just recollected myself over
Believe me,
there.
if I wouldn't remember, I would not ask that stupid question. I'm sorry, I didn't remember. That's why I asked you. I didn't know.
Are you guys supported or sponsored by who? Is it private foundations or who donates or anything like that?
We do, for our walk in particular this year, we do have 3 corporate sponsors, but we're largely funded by.
Well, this goes all over the country, so tell people, look into the camera, look into the mic, and say if they want to.
Anybody, please donate. It's AFSP.org. You can find our event location at Craig Ranch Regional Park, March 25th, Saturday. You're welcome to join us, form a team. Please donate. The majority of our funds go to education, research, advocacy, and support for those who've lost somebody to suicide. We do need your support.
Let me ask you, can we do that in American way? No, not the American way. The human being way. Can you use the name of the organization instead of the initials?
American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
I'm an old man. I'm 47.
No acronyms.
Let me tell you why, because he's very upset that I called Mail by Renee, which is the business he's been giving me, basically, and I call it MBR now, and he's very upset about it. That's what
I don't believe that people should be. I was looking at a commercial the other day on TV, and they have the name of the illness on letters, and then the name of the organization on letters. So there was 7 letters, and I never knew what it was, because American people get the habit of have the tendency to be lazy, and everything is,
That's true.
you know.
Yeah, but the website though does use the acronym AFSP, but we are the American
FSP.
AFSP, but we are the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I'm sure if you Googled it as American Foundation for Suicide, it would come up.
It will
We'll
come up.
update
But people are too lazy to move their fingers.
Google suicide prevention.
Right, I'm
and
sure we
it
would
comes
come
up
up.
within the
Yeah.
first 3. Yeah.
We've been asking a lot of questions. I'm going to start with you, Chris. Is there just anything that you want to talk about as far as your organization? We got about 5 minutes left.
Well, just thank you so much for having us here and spreading the word about the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and our upcoming community walk. Again, to hit it home, it's Saturday, March 25th at Craig Ranch Regional Park. Please come, please sign up and walk or talk about the walk in your case.
Absolutely.
And just donate to the cause, and it'll be a great event actually. I know the ladies will enjoy it while you're sitting and talking about it.
I'm sure that he's gonna make me have my camera so you can see it.
Now, how are you guys going to get all the way to that place?
We'll figure it out. We are very resourceful women. Did you not know that? I mean, look at the
Believe me, I
table.
know that.
We're going to get tried with our
You don't have to
competitors.
You don't have to remind me that. You know, what about you, Kathy?
No, I second everything Chris has said. Please come, please support us. The organization does fabulous work.
No,
Where are you located? I'm sorry.
The main headquarters is in New York.
No, here in Nevada. Where are you located?
Well, we don't have an actual location. Our board meets in a variety of places. We're a volunteer organization.
Like restaurants or?
Wherever we can,
Yeah.
wherever
Maybe
we
it's
can
in my
meet.
office.
Yeah, her office has been the latest
Really?
venue.
Yeah, Craig is here. Is his brother still working with him?
Yes,
Yeah.
2 brothers.
Oh, two brothers. I only know one.
Bradley's an attorney, and then Eddie is our
I
building
only know
maintenance.
one because he had a building somewhere around here. Then it's been for sale for 2 years, and they asking too much money. And his brother brought me here one day. I love that building. It's a
It's
big.
building.
You see it?
I work there.
In the new building.
Yeah,
But I'm talking about the old building, the one that he got for sale.
I worked at that one. Our old office.
Yeah,
right down here on
oh,
7th
okay.
and East Street.
On 7, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been working,
I
I've been
love
here
that
for
building.
13 years.
I
So.
love that building.
Yeah.
But he want too much money and he don't want to lease it. He just wanted to sell it.
Yeah.
In the meantime, it's been empty for what, 2 years now?
6.
6 years it's
Yes.
been in the new building?
Yes.
Wow,
Mhm.
time
I
flies.
know.
You know, he's a great guy. He's a
He
good
really
attorney,
is.
and he had a heart unbelievable.
Yeah.
You
How's your
know,
son doing, Karen?
He's doing wonderful, thank you. It's great.
he was you.
No, he's actually in Oklahoma right now and training to be an Air Force pilot.
Wow. But he lived there, or he lived here with you?
Well, he was living here with me, but he's stationed in Oklahoma right now for training.
Well, know why I ask that? I always tell people, God didn't give me good looks. He didn't give me a nice body, but He always gave me that sense to, when I come in contact, like when I came in contact with you, you just immediately to me, you're like my uncle, man. I mean, you're like a dad to me in a lot of ways, but it's something about sitting next to you. You are like strong.
Oh, well, thank you. Not always, but thank you.
Really strong, man. And your son is like, the reason I asked that, because God was like, asking about your son. Because I knew he was a success.
Who did he stay in over there with? How old is
He's
he?
on the base. He's on
Oh,
the Air
he's
Force base.
23 now.
He'll be 23. Well, this month. I almost said next month. This month he'll be 23. But he's actually a second lieutenant because he's an officer. So.
I can feel it. You are no nonsense, and you picked up after that. So we're gonna go on with our life, and we're gonna get it done, and you're gonna make your dad proud.
And I tell him that all the time. I tell him that all the
I can
time.
feel
He
it.
is very
I can
proud.
feel it off of you. You are strong, man.
His dad was a very, like we were saying about many others that we've known who died by suicide, a very wonderful man. Everybody loved him. And his dad would be beaming from ear to ear right now.
And
Hopefully he is.
you're gonna go on and just be very important, more important than this organization. Like people are gonna come to you specifically, the gay and lesbian community. Make that an emphasis on what you do. You don't know how many people are afraid to talk to people, even if they come out.
Right.
There's a lot more that goes with being gay and lesbian than just you coming out. There's a lot more that goes with that. So be open, especially to that community. That's what God's
I have a
telling
lot
you
of
to
friends
do.
in that community.
Are you married?
I'm not.
But
I'm straight.
for sure.
All those out there.
I wasn't going to ask you that.
I thought that thing was going through.
No, because I tell you one thing, I have no problem whatsoever. No problem whatsoever.
I backed up. I said, you about to go there.
I treat people the way they treat me.
Sweet man.
I don't care what their sexual preferences are, or what political reason they are, or anything like that. You know, everybody has the right to be the way they want.
He's the most nice.
I agree.
He's the most sweet man I've ever met in my whole life. He's just a sweet guy. He loves everybody. He does. Loves everybody. He's a good man.
But not too many people love me. I've got a big mouth.
Hey, thank you so much for listening today. Face the Tribune, the living legend himself, Rolando Larraz. I'm your coach, Chris Garcia. What a show today. We had Karen and Kris on. They become my friends, man, and I know they're going to josh me. I'm too fat to walk. I'm going to sit here with my donuts and my McDonald's, and I'm going to root you guys on right here from the studio with my sister and my beautiful wife. They're going to walk, and this is a great function, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, or AFSP. That's for you. My friends Karen and Kris, and they're doing great work at that organization. Thank you so much, Kaylee, for putting this together, and Thea. Thank you guys so much for putting this together. My sister, she's been looking forward to this show. I know it's very important for her.
I know she has.
She's been very wonderful in coordinating it all.
She's great. My sister's great, man. My beautiful wife, Sian. Thank you so much for producing the show. And thank you for listening. Once again, we stream live every day, 12 to 1 o'clock on radiotribune.com and 97.9 FM. Thank you so much.